to order.
Lori,
All right. It is at 5:34. We have an interesting situation here. Frank is not here. Derek,
Yeah.
and I'm just noticing that we don't have anybody to take the minutes. Derek?
I don't know how to take minutes.
Yeah, but your fingers are the warmest because you're in a warm climate. So I think I make that motion and second it all by myself.
you want to do them? If not, I did them at the last meeting and I can come out of this meeting, let you guys do your stuff and take the minutes at the same time.
Oh,
You are trying to take
you're
this
a
serious.
very sweet, sweet person.
Don't get used to it.
I won't.
Going out with thunder.
Remember, so
All right. So
So
I'll call this meeting
that.
to order. There are the three of us here. We have a quorum. John Casey standing on by, and Matt Winter is here joining us today.
Hello.
Hey there.
You know everybody. Derek, have you know Matt? Yeah, we've had a meeting before.
Yes, yes, I
You-
do.
You all know each other. Good.
Yeah.
Hi, Derek. Hey, Pete.
Hi, how are you?
Good.
So the minutes of the last meeting that were so beautifully done by Donna, any amendments or make a motion to accept them?
Motion to accept them.
Seconded. She does such a good job. You're right. You should always do the minutes. Always, always.
I can't even read my own writing when I write too fast, so.
So we have an application, a modification to our last meeting with the new lighting at the Kent Green, John Casey. The number is 05-21, and John is here to talk about it. John, are you coming in?
There, how's that? Okay, and I think we might have our consultant, Karen Joshua,
Okay,
on the line here. That might be the iPhone.
Yeah,
Can we bring-
yes, I'm
can we
here.
bring her
I'm
in?
here, John. I'm just in the car, so I'm just pulling in to stop. So, yes, I'm here.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
we're not allowed to be traveling and zooming at the same time, Karen.
Well, I didn't have a
She's
choice.
pulled
So.
over.
Yeah, pulling over is legit. That's good.
I keep getting a signal here, and the only word that flashes before me is you're unstable. And so what I think that means is my internet connection might be unstable.
Your voice is clear.
Okay,
Mhm.
well, that's good. It might have been referring to me, and we'll just work through it.
I think it is a psychological thing.
Right,
Yeah.
and I'm sure you're not the only unstable person here, so.
I'm among friends then.
So John, I'll just hand you the floor, if that's all right.
Yes, that's fine. And I know Karen will be able just to jump in whenever she gets the connection. I think the question that Donna had was on the north part of the green, where we plan on putting 14-foot high light posts and a luminaire which meets that post at the top in a perpendicular way so that it doesn't add additional height. So it will be 14 feet. And I think Donna was a little bit uncomfortable with that because we initially specified 12 feet. But let me back up and give you a little background on what's here now. We have we're talking about 45 lights altogether. And currently on the green, we have, I think, 7 more than that. So hold on. So we're actually talking about a net decrease in the amount of light poles that we're planning on using. At the south part of the green, we currently have 30 some odd lights, and the full height of them is 173 inches. So that's 14.4167 feet tall. And so 173 versus the new posts, which would be 168. So I think as to the south part, there was not a question about, using these lights that have been proposed. However, on the north part of the green, we have a different type of street light, and there are 12 of those. And we presently have a total height, including the post and the light fixture, the luminaire, of 145 inches. So a little bit shorter. But we are proposing to use the 14 feet, the same as we're proposing to use on the south at all positions on the north part of the green. And I think Donna felt that that extra 2 feet was material enough that we needed to come back to you and see, to get your input on that, to get your collective feeling about whether or not that extra 23 inches is going to present an eyesore or, something that you deem to be undesirable for Kent Green.
Are they going to be any more obvious? I mean, I'm looking at the drawing, and it looks like the ones you're talking I got north and south. I have to figure out north and south on here.
The
Okay.
IGA is on the north side.
So those seem to be more, are those more out in the open than the other side, which are tucked in more amongst buildings and things?
I would say that, yes, generally that's the case.
I don't know if does anyone have an objection to 2 additional feet? Are these not available in shorter heights?
They are, and I'm afraid that I would not present the difference and the reason why we went to a 14-foot high, and that's why I asked Karen, who is an expert in this field, to join in. And Karen, if it appears that you're connected, could you comment on that?
Yes, I'm
Okay.
here. Can you hear me?
Yes, loud and
Okay.
clear.
Okay, so the reason why we went 14 feet everywhere was really we're getting the best uniformity for light levels on, within the drive and the parking areas using that height. We can get the poles, and you can get them in 1 foot increments. You can get the poles in a shorter height. It's just that the 14-foot height seemed to be the ideal height to get the best uniformity with the locations that we were given.
Okay.
So the higher the fixture, the more
broader-
uniform the light's going to be.
Okay.
John, you mentioned the height of the poles currently, and there
And
were
that's
2 different,
why.
and there are 2 different heights right now? The current light poles?
The north part of the green,
Mhm.
which is, I think, the part in question,
Mhm.
is 145 inches.
Okay,
Currently.
And we're currently, yeah.
Yeah.
And then we're proposing 168 inches
Mhm.
in their stead.
okay. So basically 2 feet up from what's currently there, roughly.
Yes. Yeah.
But you're eliminating some of the lighting, some of the structures themselves, so the higher.
We're eliminating some of the light posts.
Right. So my
I'm sorry, Ellen, go
understanding
ahead.
The reason you're making them higher is because the higher ones are gonna give you a broader amount of light, so you can eliminate the other posts, is that correct?
Yes and no. We're using dark sky friendly lights so the dispersion path anyway on the new ones, on the new light fixtures. So we have to make sure that we have coverage of know, hold on one second. So we have to make sure that we have coverage on the ground. And
Gotcha, yep.
by putting them up, we see we're not having light glaring all over the place. It's being more focused.
I would think that there at a certain point, if you have two different heights, it looks like there would be two different heights on one side of a road, on one on another, correct? Is that what I'm seeing here?
Yes, in some
I
places.
think I wouldn't want to see two different heights on the same road.
Well, you know, I think what we have now is, it hasn't been an issue having the two different kinds of lights. But, you know, because we're trying to do better.
Right. And these are not two different kinds of lights. These are the same lights.
Exactly.
So having the same lights at two different heights is different from having two different lights at different heights.
Correct. Correct.
Currently, these lights are really lighting the drives, like all the driveways and the parking areas. So generally, for those types of areas, you really want them at the same height. Where
Right.
you would see something at a lower height would be as like if you were lighting pedestrian areas like walkways, sidewalks. That's where you would kind of see a lower height, and they would be spaced differently. But
Right.
these are more for lighting the drive and the parking areas.
I agree. I would rather see the two that are, on one side, on the one on the other, at the same height. And I don't know about anyone else, but I don't think 2 feet would bother me at all. I mean, I kind of like the uniformity.
Yeah, I think it's more about the scale of the luminaire on the top, which is small. I
Yeah.
think that's good. And the finish on these it's a dark finish, right? Like a dark anodized aluminum.
Is it called bronze,
Bronze.
Karen?
Yeah,
Like a
we
dark-
haven't picked the finish yet, but they do come in a dark, they come in a
Yeah.
dark bronze finish. Yep.
Yeah. I think that if, those type of things matter more than the extra 2 feet, and a
Right.
dark bronze finish would kind of, that would be nice. I think they'd kind of disappear a little bit more and keep it. from
Yeah,
looking
and
too
generally
industrial.
in parking areas in general, I mean, 14 feet is not high.
Right.
So, I mean, the takeaway here is, at the end of the day, compared to what we see now, a slightly taller fixture, but there's going to be less of them and more uniform light.
And more uniformity in fix. Yeah,
So I'm okay with it.
I am
With the-
too.
Sounds good. Derek, would you like to make a motion?
I motion to accept it.
Peter,
Second.
there we go. Everybody in favor? Okay,
All right.
Thank you.
That's it?
that's it.
All right.
All right.
Thank you, John, for coming back with this minor.
Yeah, you
change.
bet. Thank you.
Yes.
We want to get it right.
Thank you.
Thing, yep.
Thanks, everyone.
And thanks for
Thanks,
talking to us
Karen.
from your car.
Okay,
Bye,
no
Karen.
worry. No, I'm not in my car anymore, but I was in the beginning.
Oh,
Thank
okay.
you.
Thank you. Thanks,
So,
everybody.
okay. Yeah.
All
bye.
right. Bye-bye.
So, just a quick other business, or I guess it's old. That's probably other business now.